Hello again. Welcome to Joto Imaging Supplies. My name is Michael, and this is another dye sublimation tutorial video. Today we're going to start with this and make it into this double-sided one press. So, as always, we need to start with our images. These are a couple of images done by my wife Olga at Ola Design. So glad that I get an opportunity to showcase her work here. And I'm going for something that's dark, and I'm doing that on purpose. I've got that metallic sheen that's going to come from this piece, and I want that sheen to really show through, but not overpower my image. In order to do that, I have to work with darker colors. If I use faded or washed out pastels or something like that, I'm likely to lose them in the metallic sheen. So something really dark, something vivid, something bright, that will really help, right? Powerful colors rather than less powerful washed out colors. All right, so we're gonna place this and we're gonna prepare it so that we can do it in a single press. Here's how. So, as always, I make sure that my border is a little bit larger than my substrate, in this case, the bottle opener, right? I might actually, in retrospect, make these images a little bit bigger to give myself a little bit more leeway, especially because I'm trying to do a single press. And with a single press, we don't want it to move inside sort of the envelope that we're going to try and make here to keep it solid and then get it onto the press. So whichever side you want up, this item hangs, so you probably want your image facing up like this. Okay, so I'm going to put it in. I'm going to center it the best that I can on my bottom piece. And I've made these two pieces of paper the same size so that when they match up, that's inside the image on both sides. And I've got a kind of envelope. Now I've done that on this table here, so I'm going to teach you a little trick. Now that I've done that, I don't want to go messing with it, so I'm just going to, with my ruler, push it to an edge. And from an edge, it's actually going to be really easy for me to then grab my tape, be very gentle, and basically fold over, creating a kind of envelope. I don't want it to move inside my envelope, so now it's about being kind of careful that that doesn't happen. Taping it on the other side. And I rarely do that, but in this case, because I've been a little foolish and made my images fairly slim, I'm actually going to go ahead and tape it on the sides as well, just to be sure. The reality is that my press is right to the side of me, and it's probably unnecessary, but sometimes a little safer than sorry helps, especially when you're on camera. All right, now I've got it. Let's move on over to the press. So you can see I've got the press at 360 for 120 seconds, and I'm using a medium pressure. If you're going to make a mistake, I'd say a little extra pressure perhaps, just to make sure that the one little divot that's actually at the bottle opener end also gets covered. Now the good news with the metallic, rather than say a white finish, is that that's a little bit more forgiving than the white finish, and so you're not likely to have as big a problem in that divot. So a medium pressure is going to be just fine for me. I do have my pieces of butcher paper here all set and ready, and I place it down, making sure it doesn't move inside my little homemade envelope there. One piece under, one piece over, medium pressure. Close it up, and we'll see you in about 120 seconds. Here we go, we're about to pop. I'm going to leave it to pop on its own. One of the wonderful things about our presses. There we go. And now, take it out. We're going to move on over to our table and let's see the reveal. Now you'll notice I am definitely wearing gloves doing this. This is hot, so do be careful when you're at it, right? But I'm going to take one glove off just so I can get at the paper and rip more easily. But I'm only going to handle it with my glove hand. Oh, I think this is great. Let's leave it to cool for a second and then I'll do the quick reveal for you. But yeah, I like it. It looks great. Oh, that blue side is my favorite for sure. All right, let's brave the heat for our big reveal. You can see the darker colors come through far better. And I'll show you an example of what not to do, or at least what to watch out for in terms of how you choose your images. And here is an example of a beautiful image that just doesn't come through because the colors, well, it's not full bleed, and the colors aren't quite vivid enough that they can fight against the silver. This side is an even better example. The yellows just don't quite fight through the silver, they get overpowered. So you really do want darker, preferably full bleed images to work with these. Now we do also carry a white on both sides, double sublimatable, otherwise it's exactly the same version of this, and that's really great for any images. These would work beautifully on something like that instead. So this has been another Joto dye sublimation tutorial video. My name is Michael. Thank you for joining us. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. If you really like it, tell friends about it. And hey, please in the comments, let us know what you'd like us to dye sublimate next. Until next time, take care.